They can enhance the quality of life with essential oils. Next, Liu Wenhui. Wenhui was first introduced to dōTERRA essential oils when he was only 29 years old with no prior knowledge of essential oils. He was immediately enthralled after using the essential oils. Today, he's a proud daddy to his little girl. Lastly, we have Chloe Chu. Chloe has been in the customer service industry, and through those years, work stress has affected her life. Her life transformation began when she was introduced to dōTERRA. Today, she's a newlywed and enjoying her life.
Thank you, Juliana. Hi, everyone. It's a Saturday afternoon, and it's so awesome that we can have three amazing entrepreneurs sitting in here. And then I'm just wanting, can't wait to share their story with all of you. And I'm going to be moderating because we all just experienced our convention. So the first question I want to ask them is very much about, hey, what is the most touching or the take back message? After you came back from the US convention, feel connection to.
For myself, I think the take-back message is don't stop growing, because I've been to the convention for the 7th time this year, and every time I go, there's always something new, something dōTERRA does that is above the rest of the competition. I'm just so grateful for dōTERRA not resting on her laurels, even though being the largest essential oil company in the whole wide world, they still continue to go to the next benchmark.
So for myself, I really look forward to flying to the USA again. It's 2 years stuck in Singapore. And for me, every year that I'm there, it's really the people who love the essential oil coming together. And at the same time, I love the pre-trips, right? The things that we do before the convention itself that really helps me to kind of know my team members, my friends. And like today, right? It's so good to see so many of you again face to face, and that's what I really love about the convention.
Yeah, thank you. And how about Chloe?
As for me, that I was supposed to go to US convention, but due to some visa issue with my team, so I was unable to go. But I get to enjoy online, so I really enjoy the energy, and also I feel one strong message from the dōTERRA convention is no one leave behind. Even though you can't fly to US, but you still can join us online virtually. So that's made me feel included.
And you enjoy it live, in hours like
Yes.
2, 3 a.m.
I need to
It's so
stay up
amazing.
all night, yes, but it's all worth it.
Yep. So we have a wonderful convention, connecting, and then how we actually learn about you, and a lot of good messages. But for all the audience here, we have many guests, and also many of our loyal customers. They might be wondering, what is actually the key factors that motivate you? Because you've been with dōTERRA for so many years, you've been loving the oil, and that's so consistent. It's just like dōTERRA is your life. So the first question I want to ask all of you is, what is your motivation and your inspiration?
Well, prior to joining dōTERRA, has already been in love with aroma scents, and I started a company way back in 1999. And that was like a good 15 years of being in the scent business, creating memorable scents for many companies and individuals. So when I came across dōTERRA, it was a dream come true. I've always been in search of the purest essential oil, and it has that validation from all these scientists and research that is done. So this is something that I know I could actually use these oils for my own health, my family and my friends. And throughout the years I've realized that using these oils could help my family heal emotionally, physically, and also mentally. And I got so many friends that actually I would not have met if I would not be taking this as part of my mission and vision of creating a world that knows how to use essential oils the way we do.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit different from Elizabeth. So I didn't join for the smells. Right? For me personally, I joined because of my father. When I was 4, my mom passed away and I'm the only child. So one of my greatest worries is that if anything should happen to me young, who or how would he take care of himself financially? So I needed, to do something that, I don't have to worry about him having to work when he's like 70 or 80 or 90 years old. And then I can, just feel that I taken my responsibility, right? I take care of him, right? But for me personally, the reason why I'm staying with dōTERRA for so long and probably for the rest of my life, it's really because of the essential oils. Like for myself, I love it when I can use it, for the people around me. For example, the other day, my grandmother-in-law had headaches during her birthday. So what do? Anybody knows? Yeah, pastels, peppermint, and I give her a head massage, and then I climb up the rank to be the best grandson-in-law. Right, and then at the same time, it's really with the oils that I can use to take off my family as well. And I start to see this, right? People are using the oils in the family, people are starting to come closer, and people are starting to have a little bit more empowerment in how they can, take care of their loved ones, right? So that's the reason for me.
Yeah. How about Chloe? What do you think? Like, what really motivated you in this journey?
What impacted me the most is really the touch about essential oils. I'm sure all the audiences, right? Do you remember the first time when you get in touch with essential, how do you feel? Do you feel happy? Do you feel released? Do you feel relaxed? Or you simply feel good? This is how I feel about essential oils. So last time when I used essential, I thought that it's only for the smell. No, it's actually for the benefits. So whenever you inhale single drop essential, it really touches your heart. For myself, I've been in customer service industry for so long, and I'm working like all of the audience here. So the working life has impacted me a lot. It was under a lot of stress, and sometimes I'm even in darkness. So, but with using essential, it really gives me a sense of light, hope, and it touches me. And just like this morning, my sister was telling me that, I had this back pain. So last time I said that, do you, hurt your back neck, or okay, then maybe hope you feel well. But today I can do something different. I asked her, sit down, I help you to apply. You guys know what to use for pain tissue?
Big
Big blue, yes. So yeah, I actually applied the oils and Big blue for her. And throughout the touching part is like, I seldom hug my sister, The connection is there. So now when I want to use oil on others, on myself, I feel like there's a connection. I feel I'm happier, I'm healthier, and also there is a sense of hope. Whenever I know some oils, like we have adaptive, we have mental power, the sense of hope is there.
So that's so wonderful. There's like so many little things that you actually experience when you share oil. And I think the happiest thing for myself too is, like I didn't get to see a lot of my aunties who helped to take care of me when my mom was very busy, right? So when I got a chance to really visit her, I was so shocked that she became like so old, and then I didn't know that age is catching up. Maybe to us, we only look at my body, then I realized I'm getting old. But then when I look at my auntie, it's like, oh my God, I didn't know that you're so old, right? So I do not know, like, what is the best way I can, show my care, concern to her. So, my husband said, why don't we just give her a deep blue tube? Like a deep blue wow. So we brought her that, and then less than a month, she learned to do text. And she texted me, can you get this for me, or can I just buy 2 tubes? It's like, oh my God, like she used it every day, and the relief of pain really bring on that concern, that warmth, and I feel so happy. So I think that's something that throughout the journey we are actually healing and helping people. So that's so wonderful. But then we have heard about Jonathan shared about the dōTERRA's difference. The efforts that, as a company we have been providing for. But I'm just very curious, because we have guests over here, we have like customers who have used our oil for many years. I'm wondering, what is dōTERRA difference in your eyes, in your perspective? Can I start with maybe Koi first?
Last time when I use essential oils, we always go to Thailand or Bali to buy essential oil, and then we always put in the burner and everything. So I thought that is essential oil. But then when I know more about the very essential, I know that there's so much more. There's a lot of scientific research behind it. There's a lot of science behind it. There's a lot of data and proof of it behind it. And when I see dōTERRA, I also see love. We always tell everyone that we have two products in dōTERRA. One is essential oil, one is love. So what is really about love? I love about dōTERRA because there's Healing Hand Foundation. Do you guys know that? Any one of you know Hope Touch? Give me your hand. Hope Touch? No? Okay. Do you know Rose Lotion? Anyone know? Please raise up your hand. Okay, yes. So if let's say for those that you do not, please ask your friend or please ask those that raise their hand. For all the Hope Touch and Rose Lotion, it's actually all the funding, every single tube or crystal the Hope Touch you buy, all the funding are go to Healing Hand Foundation. And all the money we collect, we actually help the people in needs. Different country got different project, and I myself was so lucky. I was able to go to a few of the healing project where we will go there and then we use oil to massage on the old folks or less fortunate, and even just give shelter to those that are less fortunate than us. So really, by using each bottle of essential oil, you are not only benefiting yourself, make you feel happy or healthier, you are also helping someone without you knowing. So this is a love message that really touches my heart a lot.
Yeah, how about Wen Hui? What is your thought?
So for me, right, recently, 2 years ago, my daughter was born. So dōTERRA became a lot more real for me, right? Because for her, I wanted the essential oils that is, pure, safe, potent, definitely 100% safe for her, nothing will go wrong for her. And luckily for me, I started early. I started about 8 years back. So after going for conventions and learning more and more about dōTERRA, I come to trust dōTERRA fully. Right? So the day that my daughter was born, I gave her frankincense. Right? So that's the first oil that she used. Right?
The king of essential oil.
Yeah, and then after that, every single day she uses essential oil. She never missed a single day. Right? So she is a dōTERRA baby. So the reason why, for me, I love dōTERRA so much is that I can have that kind of trust in the quality of the essential oils that we have. I don't have to worry about, if I put this on my daughter, is there something that's going to happen to her or not, right? And with the same idea, that's the reason why I love to share the essential oils with the people around me, right? My grandmother-in-law, my mother-in-law. How many of you got touch of grandmother-in-law and mother-in-law? It's really not very possible in our culture, right? But the difference is this, right? With the essential oils, once I was able to apply on them, I could feel that something changed, right? Between the relationship with me and my mother-in-law, my grandmother-in-law, and then things really starts to flow, right? And at the same time for my father as well, right? Because of the quality of the essential oils that we have, when I put it on him, he can feel it, and then he kind of likes it, right? Before that, it's very difficult to even get a handshake from him, which is very weird, right? But with the oils, right, I can really just apply on him, he enjoys it, and I think, that really brings me closer together to him.
Yeah, but one thing I think you brought up a very good point. I think in Asia we are not used to hug, and then we are not used to even touch or say I love you to our parents or grandparents, aunties and things like that. But I think I've seen many of oil lovers, like all of you. When I see all your posts on picture, right, you are actually massaging your mom. You gave your husband a good head massage. You are even knee down and do a leg massage for your dad. That's something that is so amazing that give you a chance that they don't feel awkward, but the bonding is so priceless. And my sister also had a baby at 9 months old. She was telling me the saddest thing that she ever had is she couldn't sleep for the last 9 months. And then I say, why didn't you tell me? And then she said, it's the first baby, we don't know what to do. And so, I just sent out videos that I got it from one of our amazing moms we know, videos of baby massage and sent to her. She just followed exactly. She didn't even have time to attend a class or so. And then I gave her some oil, and then she said, "Oh my God, Dad, you are in the amazing company. What oil is that? Oh my God, can you please give me more?" Because she just didn't know the right step how to massage a baby. But she just followed a few steps, and by the time like halfway through the video, the baby already fell asleep. And then sleep through the night. And then she said, "Oh my God," and then do you know that the lavender actually lingered the whole bedroom? And she said after the massage, by the time the baby like halfway fall asleep, she and her husband go into a deep sleep. And then she said that's the happiest moment that they ever had. And then from now onward, she will do the massage to the baby every night and do the love language, like massage in a heart shape. So I think that's the happiest thing that I've given her, not about giving her a big angpao, monies for babies gift. I think I gave the best gift to them is essential oil. And that's something that I really agree with, and I think after this session, all of you will find chance to touch your parent, right? Or even your husband, or even your good friend, like do your best to connect and help, and you will be so amazed how essential oil, can actually show love. How about you, Elise? What is your thought about this?
I think dōTERRA makes a lot of difference in many people's lives, not just mine. It makes me feel like I'm contributing to a lot more to the world at large than just simply being just an entrepreneur in my own business in the past. Because through the many years of being in dōTERRA, using essential oils and learning along the way, I realized that the greatest wealth anyone can have is their health. You can give them tons of money in the bank, but nothing beats having that health in them. With the energy and vitality they have, they can actually create a lot more value for others around them. Myself and my family has gotten a lot of healing. My brother himself, who has been having lots of skin issues since he was young, was fantastic, was able to use oils to overcome some of the challenges that he was having. And it's tremendous that dōTERRA not only have oils for healing ourselves and our family, but it actually has that co-impact sourcing element, which we are so privileged to be part of. I was also very, I would say, privileged to be able to go into 3 different co-impact sourcing countries. One is in Nepal, where wintergreen, in fact, spikenard and also turmeric are being sourced. And I witnessed how the women and the children, in fact the family as a whole, was able to help themselves financially. Because in Nepal, it's a very undeveloped country, and many women was without any hope of making money. They are all staying home, trying to look after their kids and all that, but some of the husbands, many of them actually don't have jobs. And so they really don't know what to do. But with dōTERRA sourcing wintergreen, getting the women up every morning, able to harvest basket full of these wintergreen, they're able to convert their labor into hard cash. And eventually I see this woman able to build their homes, send their children to school, to increase the quality of life. And this touched me a lot. Of course, there are other co-impact sourcing like New Zealand, where Douglas fir is being sourced, and this is the country where Douglas fir are actually uprooting a lot of other indigenous plants. So dōTERRA did a wonderful thing by being able to convert these Douglas fir into essential oils so that we don't just cut the trees away and throw them one side. We're using them to help us in aromatic usage and all the topical usage that is good for our structure and stuff like that. So this is another one. And recently we went to Bali. Bali has what we call this citronella being sourced. And we went there to harvest the citronella. We see how the entire process or getting the plants from the seed to the bottle. Wow, this is amazing. Usually we just use the oils from the bottle. We never think about all these other people who contribute to bring that bottle to fruition. And this is something that brings very close to my heart. So many people are being helped along the way. And therefore, dōTERRA difference is the kind of culture it elevates for the whole wide world. And heal is so apt in this convention because we are all healing from the pandemic that we have suffered for many years. Okay, and together today we have the opportunity to gather all of us here to make a difference not only to yourself but to the rest around the world and people who are actually getting the plants harvested and distilled and bottled, etc. Yeah.
And I myself, I think something really amazing is the first summit that I joined when I have, a couple of years back. The first co-impact sourcing trip is to Hawaii, and then the Hawaiian sandalwood. And then I get to actually see how our leaders get to plant the sandal tree. But my thought is, oh my God, they are explaining to us that it takes about 10 or 30 years that you can harvest to be a sandalwood oil, and yet dōTERRA already plant and brought the land and then prepare for the future of the next 10 years. So you're assured that you will never have the situations that we run out of oil. So that's something really personally impact me because it gave me a lot of confidence, knowing that, oh my God, I'm in such a great company. Our owners care for all consumers. The 10 millions of consumers out there, and they, out there, you don't have to worry about one day you run out of sandalwood oil, and it's so precious because I know every day many people are counting on that product to help them improve their life. So they wouldn't want to say one day I will run out of stock for that kind of precious oil. So I think that's very meaningful from my perspective. Yeah. So, and I think lastly, I want to actually connect to the team here, right? We want to know your stories about how does dōTERRA feel you? I know it's going to be something that is deep in your heart, but I would love to have all of you share with us.
Okay, so maybe I start first. Yeah. Before dōTERRA, I worked in a company that is not uncommon that I can start work at 8 o'clock and work at about 12 midnight. There are days I can go until 2, 3 a.m. and next day is like 8 a.m. again. It's not uncommon, right? The powerful thing is that when I started to the way that dōTERRA changed my life is that because of dōTERRA, because of the amazing team that I work with, now I can plan the time that I have, right? And I really felt it last year when my dad was hospitalized for a month, right? So if I was in my previous work, it's nearly impossible for me to visit him every single day, right? I may need to ask for leave, I may even need to go for no pay leave, I may even get fired for my work. But because of dōTERRA, I was able to go down every single day without missing a single day, just to be with him, have lunch with him, make sure that he's okay, right? And the other powerful thing for me is that when my daughter was born, I was able to spend a lot of quality time with her. Right? So for me, I'm very grateful that I never have to miss a single milestone of her growth. Right? I was there every single way that she was growing up. In fact, she's growing up so well that one of the first few words that she learned is the word oil. So she knows how to say oil.
And it's not papa, mama, or mommy, daddy, but it's oil.
Yeah, but mama first, then maybe oil, then daddy. Right. So, but the beautiful thing is that she knows that the essential oils can help her. Intuitively, she knows. Right? There was this one day I was bitten by a mosquito bite. She saw it, and then she went to grab an oil. Right? It was oregano. So, that was she told her to differentiate the oils. But so she grabbed oregano. I said, okay, this one is good, but it's not for the mosquito bites, right? And then she's starting to learn, different oils already, right? Even the On Guard hand sanitizer is one of her favorite to use, right? She always take it. She'll go around spray at people's hands before lunch or dinner, and for me, it really shows me how powerful dōTERRA can be when when I incorporate into my life, right? And because of dōTERRA, I was able to have this time for me to spend with people that I really love as well.
Yeah, so to one way is very much about time freedom, and that's how amazing that dōTERRA actually gave you that healing, not worrying about not having the luxuries of freedom, the time to take care of your family, right? So how about Elise, from a business person perspective, you have like owner of a company, you've gone through the pandemic, what is heal means to you from dōTERRA, the healing?
Well, maybe it's strange to hear me say this, but I can tell you during pandemic, my business that I started more than 20 over years ago was in a predicament. Because most of my businesses and my clients are in the hospitality industry, retail, and this really caused a big dip. In fact, more than 80 to 85% of my business income. Can you imagine how a company can survive 2-3 years of this kind of pandemic without any increase in the possibility of getting more sales? Well, what I did was I just said, I'm not paying myself. I have more than enough from my dōTERRA business. I was able to keep my company, and I was able to sustain the staff salary, although there may be some pay cut, but I still was able to keep my baby that I grew for 20 over years, okay? And now, since the pandemic is almost virtually done and dusted, we are able to pick up the next win. And this is a message for all business owners here. Don't think that you got the brick and mortar and you are comfortable and you don't want to do something that your heart calls you. My heart called me more than 8 years ago when I found how powerful these oils are. And against a lot of people's advice and said, Liz, stay to your business. I said, but my heart tells me I need to pursue this too, right? So I did, and I never looked back. And not only did dōTERRA heal me in all ways, but financially is something I can tell you is so important, because we all need money to survive. We need money for the energy and to actually get all the resources in life, right?
Able to keep all your stuff in place with this storm and journey, and that's so important, right? Because the painless thing is to let your stuff go and you cannot sustain your business. And I think that's really healing. And how about Chloe, as a young lady, and then how does dōTERRA heal you?
For myself, it's really about the personal growth and transformations. So I will ask a question. Do you guys see me as a happy person, bubbly person, or a sour person? Happy? Happy? Yes? But imagine just 10 years ago, I was in a hotel and airline industry. I was a customer service. All I listen is complaint, negativity. So please be kind to your customer service crew, okay? So I was a very sour person. I was a very sad person, because every day I will smile in front of customers. When I go home, I will give the sourest, the saddest face to my family. Who does that? I know some people do that, because when you're at work, you have to put up your professional you. So you have a smile, you say yes boss, okay boss, or yes sir, no, yes ma'am. But when you go home, you simply do not have the energy, the effort to really put out the smile, so you give the worst to your family. Isn't it very funny? When we give the best to others, we give the worst to the closest to us. So that kind of periods, I was in a very dark moment. I don't feel happy, I don't feel meaning in life, I was in a very deep darkness. And I don't talk to my family, I seldom talk to my sister, my mom, we're constantly fighting. But with dōTERRA, it actually transformed me from the first drop of the oil that I touched me. It helped me to channel myself to a better, whenever I'm in the dark mood. Last time maybe constantly about a week, I'll be in a very bad shape. I don't want to talk, don't want to do anything. But with dōTERRA Essential Oil, it shortened the period that I recover faster. And then now I'm a happier person. Even my friend of 10 years, right, tell me that, do you know that you are less scary now? Since young, I scared you, like, since I don't want to talk to you, you just, whatever you say, I just follow. But I feel that you are happy now, so I can better connect with you. And I can have a deep conversation with my sister, which I never had since young. I also have a better communication with my mother through oil. So oil can be a love language too. So whenever your mom not feeling well, just give her the oil. So don't need to say anything. Yeah, so I'm very grateful to dōTERRA because that not only from the sour person to a happy person, and also to help me get back on my feet. Last time when I in that moment, I will like suffer for so long, I don't see any light, I don't see anything I can do more. But with essential oils, there's a hope. You know, when dōTERRA first launched Adaptive, it really pulled me out and made me see the light in the tunnels. When dōTERRA launched Meta Tower, it let me see that, okay, we can get back the feet on for our financially. You know, we all been through pandemic for the past 2 years. And imagine I'm in the hotel and airline industry. So what will happen? I might lose my job. You know, if I was still in that line. A lot of my friends lost their job. So they got to go become the waiter or waitress. But I'm so lucky that me and my husband, we have dōTERRA. So we get to stay at home. We get to learn as much as we can. And then we become better and we are getting ready now to the next future that we want to bloom. You know, we hope that bloom together with my team. So that has given me a lot emotionally, in physically, in my personal development, and also my relationship with my loved ones.
Wow, you know, like we just got married, so we see in a honeymoon stage. But I think it's so awesome that sometimes you don't see like light, and everything seems to be like grey, black, and then it doesn't have that color. But I think I love to look at our oil because it's so colorful. You know, and I think a lot of time is through your sharing. I think I hope that it can help to inspire all of you to really think about how can you bring on natural solutions to people that you care, people that you love, and from helping your family first, and then you start also able to connect to the next family. So I think we had a great session. I wish I had more times to connect with all of you, and if any one of you have more questions, please feel to reach out to them. And you know, we're gonna have a lot of connection that we can exchange ideas. So I want to thank everyone for that, and you know, have a great session. And this is just the beginning. More other great things are coming. Thank you so much. Thank you.